I got a real good one for you today. The Dotties. We're going to do peach cobbler. Okay?
Old school versus new school. Dump cake. I'm doing the dump cake style that has been trending, and I actually prefer this way now, even though I love Grandma Dottie's peach cobbler. Like, I grew, you guys know I love it. But this way was so much quicker and less sugar. Well, now all the sugar is in here. And this was just a quick way for the new school, but Grandma Dottie's still gonna kick it old school for us. So we are doing this peach cobbler. I'm doing the new school dump cake version of the peach cobbler. It has been trending and I actually love it. This is just a quick, simple peach cobbler version of the dump cake for me. So I don't have to worry about getting the dough. That's the main difference, is you have a cake batter instead of a pie crust. And we're using almost the same exact ingredients, just with a twist. Sliced peaches, a teaspoon of nutmeg, a teaspoon of allspice, a tablespoon of cinnamon, and a tablespoon of pure vanilla extract. I'm also using a cup of butter. I won't be using all of that, but I'm using a cup. This is just an estimate on what you can start with. And we are going to use a cup of brown sugar and cinnamon mix. And Grandma is going to use...
I'm going to use, this is the peaches, because I'm going to make a pretty big size peach cobbler. And I bought my own, crust from the store because it's easier and it's cheaper to buy it already. I can make it from scratch, but it's cheaper to make it this way, and it's just as good. Okay, you're gonna need this flour. This flour goes on the cutting board so that when you're rolling it out, it won't stick. And this is a half a cup of cornstarch. This is 2 cups of sugar. That's a cup of butter. And this right here is a tablespoon full of vanilla. This is cinnamon, a teaspoon of cinnamon, a teaspoon of nutmeg, a teaspoon of allspice. And this is the peaches. Now, this is for a family of 4. Now, if you're gonna make a smaller peach cobbler for a family of 2, you would just cut the recipe in half, all right? So first we're gonna start with our peaches, okay? Now we're gonna put them in a pot because we want to put all our ingredients in it, and we want to heat it up a little bit before we put it in our dough, okay? So that's our butter. And so what we're gonna do is, the reason why I like to use a cup of water and put my spices in, so that we can have them all mixed together. If you have a little whisk, you can whisk it. Okay? And when the heat hits it, it's gonna really kick it up a notch. Okay? So we're gonna pour it over in here. Then we're going to add our sugar. And then we're going to put a little bit of, this is about half of the cornstarch. So let me get a little water to this. So you want it to be, you don't want it to be real soupy. You know, that's why we use the cornstarch, so the cornstarch can make a nice gravy type consistency. Okay? Now, if you have less peaches, you use less cornstarch. Okay? All right? Some people use just flour for this, but I use cornstarch. I like cornstarch better. Okay. Now I'm gonna take this over to the stove and let it cook for 5 minutes, and I'll be back after I put it on the stove, and I'll show you how we're gonna make the crust. Okay, so what we're gonna do next is we're going to spray our pan with non-stick. Okay, this is non-stick. We're gonna spray any kind of non-stick. Now you know when you buy peach cobbler, sometimes you buy it and it's raw. So this is the way we did to keep it from being raw. We don't want a raw dough. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna okay. So we're gonna roll it out. I got my oven heating at 350 degrees, okay? When we have the family reunions, I always have to make peach cobbler. Okay, so we're gonna put it in like so. Now we're gonna let this cook in the oven for 10 minutes so that it can get brown. And so what we're gonna do is, so it won't cripple down, this we're gonna use our wax paper. Okay? You're gonna put the wax paper in. Okay, and then you're going to put, so it won't, these are beans, any kind of beans you want, because you're gonna put them back in a container and you're gonna cook them. Tomorrow I'm gonna make these happen to be red beans, so tomorrow I'll make red beans and rice. And I use these, I soak them overnight because I put them back in here. See, the reason why I'm using this like this so that it won't, so this can cook without getting small. Okay, so here we go. And let it bake for 10 minutes, and and then we'll put our filling in.
Welcome back. So now I'm gonna do the new school. Grandma is making her old school right now, and I'm just going to start mine. So the difference is the peaches. Grandma kind of made her slurry where it's gonna be nice and have a good saucy consistency, and we're gonna try to get that same consistency with the cake. Now I'm gonna leave it up to you guys to tell me, what do you think? Do you think that we should pre-bake or simmer our peaches and then dump everything? Or do you think it's fine? Me personally, I love a good simmered peach. So I'm just doing the quick way, but personally, grandma has the best like peach is ever. So if you guys want to do this recipe with a twist and make it really taste like peach cobbler, I would do that first step with grandma. I would cook your peaches off for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, anything to like let them marinate first, and then dump everything over into them. But we're gonna do it the regular way right now. We put in our vanilla. Here's our cinnamon. I'm gonna leave a little cinnamon in there. Our allspice and our nutmeg. I am also, like I said, I am a child of Grandma Dorothy. So I am going to put in the butter. It won't melt until it is in the oven, but this is supposed to be like, that's why it's called a dump cake. It's supposed to be like a one pot wonder, you know. So you want to just incorporate. You guys can pre-melt your butter if you like, but I'm just throwing it all in there because this is supposed to be really simple, right? So there's our butter right there. So once it cooks off, that's gonna be really good in there. Then the key to this recipe, our cake. I'm just using French vanilla cake mix. Got a little fancy with the French, but I think that it's gonna be a really awesome cake. And then you're just gonna pour your mixture right over the top, literally, because our juice of the peaches is going to eat up this cake mix, and it's going to be so yummy. So then just going to pat it all down, so just like a crust, like you would do a crust.
Okay.
You learn something new every day.
That's right. You're right. I'm learning something new.
And then we're just going to sprinkle that remainder cinnamon. I like cinnamon, that's why I did a little bit more cinnamon than the old school. And we are going to put some butter right over the top.
We're all about making it easy, making it delicious, make it simple, make it fun, you know? That's what we want.
Yeah, so when I first seen this recipe, I was like, oh, I have to try it. And it came out so amazing. So I was like, oh, this is my new go-to unless I got time. But right now, ain't nobody got time for that. So we're going to put the butter all at the top. And then we are going to sprinkle our brown sugar mixture right over it. Right over those cubes of butter. Let's get real. And now we're just gonna bring it over. We're done. We are done. So we're just gonna bring it into the oven, and
for how many minutes?
We're gonna let this bake at 350 for 35 minutes. We'll check to see if the crust it's to your preference. I was raised on the real peach cobbler before store-bought pie crust, when she would get out and just roll. So we want a really good crust. I'm all about the crust. So when that cake looks like oozy, that's when we'll pull it out, and I'll give you guys the exact time for me. But I usually go to 35 minutes. It's up to you guys what you want to do. Meet me at the oven.
Welcome back. Now we're ready to bake our peach cobbler. Okay? All right. So we're going to see. I took my beans out and put them here because you can use these beans. You see, we just want to use it. We wanted to bake the crust with it so that we can won't have that doughy taste. You know how you go somewhere and You order peach cobbler, and it has a doughy taste. I don't like that doughy taste because we never had doughy taste. We always had, so we know how to make it so that we can make the. So now what we're gonna do? We're going to cover it. Okay. All right. So let's go this way first. Okay. That's it. So she had some brown sugar left. So what we can do, we can put this. Let's get it all because we paid for it. Okay, so we can put it together and then we can just put it over top. See, look. Nothing goes to waste. Okay, so we're going to put it in the oven. Now we'll check it in 30 minutes because it might not take but 45 minutes, but we'll check it and see what it looks like.
There you have it. Peach cobbler.
Grandma Dorothy's peach cobbler right out of Mississippi.
Old school versus new school. And we are going to give you the final results now. Let's dig in.
See that? You see how it's not a doughy?
What is this gonna be like? But
now see there, it's not watery. You see what I mean by being watery? It's not watery.
yeah, see, mine is watery. So like I said, if I was you guys, I would definitely use Grandma Dorothy's slurry.
And let me know how you like it. Remember, hit me up. Let me know how you like it, okay? All right?
Yes, tell us what you guys think.
Tell us what you think and try it.
We're going to have it with this ice cream.
Right, we got ice cream, so you can have any type of ice cream you want. Yes.
It is really good. Just a little trick and tip for you guys to make it quick. But if you got time,
listen, tell your friends, tell your neighbors, tell your co-workers. Subscribe to Grandma Dorothy's Kitchen. I'm still working on my quota for 2020. So help me out. Tell everybody you know.
if you like it, like this video, subscribe, and let us know if you want Team New School or Team Old School. That's okay. Okay, you guys be looking out for the next holiday verses with the Dorothy's. You're gonna stop eating.